Xbox hasn't been without its problems, and one of the problems is that a lot of people feel as if developers will skip Xbox. And I've talked about this, from time to time. I've said, hey, this could be a real issue going forward if developers decide, hey, Xbox isn't the platform for us. And I also did in a video the other day about how Microsoft is now trying to combat that by asking developers, hey, why are you skipping Xbox, right? And that's, I feel like, a very smart thing to do, because you want to get out there and ask developers. I don't feel like it's a question that really needs that much asking, because if you're a developer and you're developing games for consoles and PC, Xbox probably isn't high on your list because there's not a large install base, and Microsoft doesn't seem real keen most of the time on getting a larger install base. And you know what? There's all types of things that kind of come with that. We'll see if that initiative kind of works. I hope it works, because as a fan, I think Xbox needs to thrive. I think they need exclusives. I think they need to be clear on what's exclusive, but I also feel like the third-party stuff needs to be there as well. So maybe you guys feel me on that. I can't wait to get into it. Should be a good video. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with yet another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It means a lot to me. Hey, listen, I do daily gaming content. Not everybody does that. I try to be informative. I try to be entertaining, and hopefully that comes across well. So the channel's growing a little bit here, little by little. I appreciate it. And now let's go ahead and get into this. I saw this and I was like, hey man, that's really cool, because I've noticed that a lot of my friends actually do play these types of games and things like that. So it's nice to see that Microsoft is out there doing things, meeting a lot of developers and, kind of schmoozing them and things like that. So I think that's really, really important to get these Japanese developers on board with Xbox. So obviously they attended the Tokyo Game Show, where they shared their plans for Xbox and gaming in the near and long-term future, with an emphasis on Japanese and East Asia. So Microsoft showcased a range of new Xbox games, including Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster and more. In a series of threads posted, Xbox CEO Phil Spencer and Xbox President Sarah Bond shared photos from some of their meetings. They said, heading home from Tokyo Game Show 2024 and a lot of partner visits, it's always great to talk to leaders and publishers in Japan and get their input and guidance. Inspiring trip as always, according to Phil. Last month, Microsoft held a Tokyo Game Show 2024 presentation detailing a range of upcoming Xbox games from Japan and other countries in the region. There we learned that Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster Collection is finally hitting Xbox after years of arbitrary exclusivity on Nintendo Switch, PC, and PlayStation. We also got a look at various new and previously known Xbox titles from developers of all shape and sizes. So yeah, we do have that to kind of look at. Xbox has a long history of inconsistent support outside of its more traditional English-speaking markets. It's been previously stated about how Xbox's poor localization outside of US and UK, and not just for games either, marketing the platform as well. Stock levels and other aspects of Xbox operation aren't always the best outside of Microsoft's core markets, which have handed PlayStation and Nintendo de facto duopoly status in many regions, Asia included. Xbox's his own marketing manager admitted that poor support for European audiences earlier in the year. Again, is it all Xbox's fault though? I guess that leads it up to you and each's own kind of interpretation of it. Hindsight is 2020, and if Microsoft had thrown the kind of money at Xbox in 2012 that it threw at Xbox to buy Activision Blizzard last year, we'd maybe be in a different situation. Microsoft is actively asking developers via Microsoft Research to explain why they might arbitrarily skip the Xbox platform, and more than likely the install base is at least part of the equation, meaning there's not a huge install base on there where there is more of an install base on, PlayStation and the Nintendo thing. So yeah, I can understand that. It's frustrating as a fan. I'm sure that a lot of people probably feel the same way that I do about it. But at the end of the day, what can you really do? I feel like that's something that kind of happens all the time. People are going to put their games where they have the most opportunity to kind of, land and be a hit. So, hopefully that's something that kind of works out for the long run and things like that. And again, Microsoft does have a lot to prove. They also have a lot to kind of show in terms of, have they changed? Have they learned from their mistakes? Is that something that can even happen? That's something that they're going to have to continue to go on and prove in the future. So, again, it really kind of comes down to what they want to do. So Phil Spencer and President Sarabon showcased their flurry of business meetings with various Japanese companies and games at the Tokyo Game Show. They showed them with Square Enix, which is really good. Square Enix has been particularly contentious for Xbox fans of a certain age. Square Enix is home to the nostalgic Final Fantasy franchise alongside games like the Mana series, Dragon Quest, and various others. In recent years, Square Enix began skipping Xbox, taking PlayStation exclusive deals instead. The deal seems to have only benefited Sony, however, in obscuring Xbox. Square Enix has said repeatedly to investors that its PlayStation exclusive games didn't sell well enough, spurring them to move forward to a multi-platform development pipeline, which, as we understand, Xbox is actively supporting. So they had a really good job kind of meeting with Square. But think about it. I mean, listen, I'm not saying that, like, who knows, right? To Square, I can understand, hey, we want to go more multi-platform, and a lot of people were like, okay, that means Xbox. But, like, and I did a video talking about how Final Fantasy would finally, they want to bring Final Fantasy 16 to Xbox, but they don't have a specific date or time or anything like that. Again, to them, getting the game on Xbox wasn't as critical as putting it on PC. I mean, that says it all, and I'm sure if Nintendo could have handled it, they probably would have put it on Nintendo first as well, and that is partly Microsoft's fault, because even if they're doing, cloud gaming or whatever, that's not the same thing. It's not like an install base per se, and people aren't going to buy, like this game for cloud gaming or whatever. Like, people aren't going to spend $70, $100 just to stream a game on cloud. I don't think we're going to see that happening. So you have to sell your consoles, and that's something that I feel like Microsoft is still kind of slow in understanding. They also caught up with the teams at Sega and Atlas. Atlas represents a big win for Xbox, given the Persona franchise and other games as well, which have historically very rarely been on Xbox out of the box. Now Atlas has thrown its JRPG might against not only Xbox but also Game Pass. Persona 5 Royale, for example, launched directly into Game Pass earlier in the year, and Metaphor Fantasio is also coming to Xbox Play Anywhere when it drops on October 11th, allowing users to buy once and play both on Xbox and PC without additional purchases. They also said hi to Capcom. Capcom has been generally supportive of Xbox, launching games like Exoprimal into Game Pass. All of Capcom's mainline games from franchises like Monster Hunter and Resident Evil tend to hit Xbox without fail, but there was a bit of a blip recently. Some of Capcom's classic remaster collections like Marvel vs. Capcom started skipping Xbox despite launching on PlayStation and Nintendo Switch. Monster Hunter spin-offs too have skipped, including Stories 1 and 2, both of which were previously Switch exclusive. In the case of Monster Hunter Stories 1, the fact that it's not coming to Xbox make it the only place where you can't play it. It's a game that is even available to buy on iOS and Android. So they did apparently fix its technical issues, prevented Marvel vs. Capcom and its collection from hitting Xbox over the summer, but some of the other collections and classic games remain in limbo. So again, they're saying that Asia is a growing market for them. We'll see how much that stands out. Xbox has made a lot of roads in the region lately. Games like Persona, Genshin Impact, and others have started coming to Xbox. The funny part is, Xbox could have had Genshin Impact from the start. It could have been an exclusive to Xbox, but they realistically kind of denied that or whatever. They were like, hey, whatever. So, it's like just crazy to me when that stuff happens. But I would love to see, continued support of the region and things like that. Even if it's not all stuff that I'm interested in, it's still stuff that I think a lot of people are interested in. So Xbox has had some wins. The exclusive Japanese made survival game Pal World was the biggest game of quarter one of the year. Of course, now that's on PlayStation. Microsoft closed its only Japanese studio earlier in the year, so that's a big L. Tango Gameworks, known for Hi-Fi Rush, Evil Within. Of course, Krafton picked up Tango and the Hi-Fi franchise in the closure's wake, but it didn't exactly boost confidence in the idea that Xbox is serious about building a presence in Japan. Microsoft also very famously missed out on one of the year's biggest Asian games, the Chinese-made Black Myth Wukong, which picked up some sort of exclusivity deal, according to rumors with PlayStation. Microsoft tapped Sony alum as well to help improve Xbox's footprint with third-party developers last year, and she was present at the Tokyo Game Show event as well, which should go some in further improving Xbox's spot. So yeah, we see this kind of stuff happen. Nice to see them kind of be serious about it for a change. I'm not going to be one of those people that jumps for joy over everything, but this is good news. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Rack 'em up. Crep Gamer out.